We went to Chicago May 20th for Memorial Day weekend. Jacele, as my car pulled back up, Jacele jumps in a car like a normal kid, pretending like she's driving, and then someone came by and did a drive-by shooting. I can remember the day that she got shot, and I held her in my arms. I told her to fight, and she did. From day one, she fought. So she didn't give up on me, and I didn't give up on her. Her personality changed a lot. Um, Sometimes her personality could be up, and then sometimes her personality could be down. Usually Giselle was more of an upper, but with the situation, she get depressed. And I never thought that kids can get depressed or stressed, but she stressed a lot. And I try not to show her if I'm overwhelmed, because if I show her that I'm overwhelmed, it'll stress her. It's still very challenging because Giselle is very young. So, with her healing process and the prosthetic skull being put inside her head, I mean, that was perfect. But we still have trouble with sleeping, and with her being overly tired and her having to like wake up on time in the morning. Emotionally, I am diagnosed with PTSD from the trauma. I suffer a lot from anxiety. It doesn't bother me as much now that I have therapy, that I go to therapy. But in the beginning, it was a real big whirlwind because I really didn't have time to take care of myself. My main focus was Giselle, but at the same time, it made me very unhealthy as well. I had someone that suggested that I needed either a financial worker or a therapist. And I did need someone to talk to. And when I realized that I couldn't bottle up all this pain and the emotions, I decided to go to therapy. And one of the big things that helps me through therapy with my anxiety and my PTSD is I have to remember and remind myself on a daily basis that none of this is real and this is a part of the trauma that I went through. My parenting changed a lot. The way that I think about things, the way that I set up things. Um, you end up having to be like a robot, kind of, that I tell people, because I'm not a very like timely fashion person, but I became like a set schedule, so it made me feel like a robot. So my parenting to me became better. I started doing the things that I really didn't do before, like having quiet time at night with the kids or constantly asking them, "How was your day?" I inquire more about school. Um, I'm more like overprotective than I was before. So it changed me a lot, and I think it changed me for the best. Well, Giselle do something that I don't like. She either get her iPad taken away or I put her in a timeout. But the best way to punish Giselle is either take the cell phones or the iPad away. Taking TV or a timeout, she's gonna do it again 9 out of 10. Basically, I know why. It's a part of the trauma that she dealt with. So most kids that suffer from a traumatic brain injury, sometimes it trigger their behavior, sometimes it trigger their emotions, sometimes it trigger their physical, the way that they move and things. Well, with emotions, when you talk about a 4-year-old that went through a trauma like that, it's up and high. But I can honestly tell you that her emotions, she have good days and she have bad days. She doesn't wake up happy every day and she doesn't wake up sad every day. But because of the trauma that she been through, it does affect her. So when she's having a bad day, I decide to either do a coping skill, color with her. She like to be read to, or I just let her lay up under me and let her know that it's okay. Because see, it's with the trauma that she went through, she's always gonna want to feel safe and have that love. Cause at that point in time, she didn't feel safe. So she always want to feel safe and she always want me around. I choose my battles with Jacele. Sometimes I just let stuff go. She can do things and I'll let it go, but when it comes to like her health and safety, I'll just stay on her. That's when timeout come, and if timeout don't work, then I'm taking like the laptop for like a week. Some problems that I face is sleepless nights, sleepless days. I forget I run around so much that some days I have forget like the most important things in the world. Kids basketball practices, kids performances, only because like I wake up from 6 in the morning and my schedule probably don't end until 12 at night. So that's one of my biggest challenges was I cry sometimes because it was just such a burden on me. So that's one of the biggest challenges is time management. Thanks to Ziri and calendars and alarms, my phone have an alarm for everything. It's just like my own computer, like it just go off. So that's how I'm able to keep up with certain things. No, I don't have any support to where I can call someone and say, take Giselle here. So in between time, I'm probably like for instance, last school year, she had occupational therapy at 8 a.m., 8 a.m., 8 a.m. She had to be at school by 9 o'clock. Then I would turn around, go to school for 4 hours. After I got out of school, she either had occupational or physical therapy for another hour, and then either the other kids had something to do. So I never really got a break. Her quiet area in my house is my room. She seemed never to leave that place, but she's the only one there. So if she gets upset about something, she'll just go upstairs to my room. And that's even if like the babysitter or the nurse is there, she'll do that as well. She get very fatigued over the day. She cries a lot. She get restless. Sometimes she refuses to even do the work that they asking her in therapy or occupational therapy. If she's too tired, she's gonna give us a big fuss. So that's why one of her occupational therapists, we couldn't meet at 8 because she's not a morning person. So it was just like a standstill for like 6 months because she's not participating. We have a consistent schedule only because you have to be that way when you have a lot going on with a kid that have TBI because you never know what your day might consist of. And it does vary depending on the kid's condition and what you're dealing with. But having a set schedule have changed my life completely. When I went into this just trying to be a typical mom and trying to just juggle everything without a calendar, without an alarm, without a reminder, or without having a set schedule, it went AWOL on me. And I was like a chicken with my head cut off, just running around and didn't know what to do. So having a schedule is one of the best things, a memo pad, a planner. I even have a poster board at home where it's Monday through Thursday. I know exactly what I need to do. Giselle has routines only because she also suffered from sleep apnea due to her accident. So since we're trying to put her on a set schedule because honestly, Giselle doesn't sleep at night. Like if I don't lay with her or if she's not given sleep meds, she won't go to sleep till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So I have to keep her on a set schedule in order maybe one day she'll be able to get back into a regular routine. But it's like me fighting with, it's like the brain and the body fighting against each other, basically. If she could, she would sleep during the day. If she could. Like, so she's not a typical kid. When I say that the accident really affected her sleeping, is like she's not a typical kid that wakes up on her own in the morning time. She'll sleep till 11, 12 o'clock and probably went to bed at 9. and she can sleep until that time. But it's all during the process of healing and growing with her brain. So they say that it over time it may change, but I just don't know how long. Academically, she's knocking any first grader out the box. Straight A student. She's on level. She has some areas where she struggle at, but for a kid that was shot at 4, she's not missing a beat. That's one of the biggest relief, that the only thing I don't have to worry about her with school. So she do have some accommodations at school. She have an aide that walk around, a nurse's aide that walk around with her, because since she's slightly paralyzed on her right side, she can't like button up her clothes still. She's still learning how to do that. She's still learning how to tie her shoe. She have to still learn how to like wipe herself properly. So she have a nurse's aide that comes to school from a certain time that like genuinely help her. Um, but other than that, those, and she gets special ed services like for reading and math and writing as well from school. And she get help because on her right side, because it she was hit on her left side, but it triggered her right side to be paralyzed. She have a blind side with vision, so that's another reason why she have a nurse's aide as well. The advice that I have for any parents that need help or getting any accommodation for their kids, the first thing is don't be afraid to talk to someone. If you're going to shut yourself in, you're not going to never be able to get the answers you need. Don't be afraid, the second one. Don't be afraid to ask any question. There's no dumb questions. Ask. You always can go straight to the district and help have them stand up for you as well. If not, going to the principal works the first time. Always be the voice for your kids, because in these situations when we have kids like this, they don't have a voice as much as we do. So you have to be your kid's voice. This is a 4-year-old. She wants to do everything in the world for school, for instance. Certain times when they play like dodgeball, Jacele can't play that because if she get hit in the head, it might lead to something else. Um, if they doing obstacles and she had to climb too high and there's no mat below, she's not able to do that. Um, Her sister is a gymnast and she want to be a gymnast too, but with her right side being paralyzed, it's kind of hard for her to do the flips that she need to do. She like to play basketball with her brother. She can't dribble with her right side, so it's kind of hard for her left side. So those are the challenges that we go through with her with like extra activities. So from now on, everything will have to be like in a safe zone. The hardest thing for me is when we're at therapy and she's at play therapy, and every time she play with a doll or anything, it's always the doll got hurt, the mom come save her, but the monster is always after her, after she's saved. So imagine being a mom, seeing your daughter just react this out, and it's like 2 years old, and she's still constantly reacting it out. If I know how anxiety and PTSD make me feel, it saddened me because my kids feel this way. Just not me and Jacele was affected. My 12-year-old was, and my 10-year-old. So we're all in therapy. So that's the hardest thing, is building your family back up and putting the pieces back together. It's tough, and I know it's all different things that happens to kids when they suffer from TBI. Um, all I want to say is don't give up. It's going to be hard. It's going to be days that you might just want to say, I'm jumping off the next bridge. But as long as your kid is pushing to strive, keep that motivation with them. Because sometimes just you being there, even if you're not strong enough to endure it, they're going to believe in the back of their head that my mom or dad was always there and they was strong. Everyone loves Jacele. She have a lot of friends. Her personality is like amazing. I go to the school a lot to interact with her, and I volunteer a lot, and it's just like everyone just love her smile. They say that she just has the perfect smile.